So let's first take care of roaming in the autonomous world, because that one is very easy. Because most of the time you will have only one access point. But if you have more than one, if you have two, you want to take care of roaming between these two. And roaming is going to work in the autonomous world, but only with some conditions. One of them is that you define a roaming domain. And that roaming domain is only going to be layer 2, which means that if your access points are not in the same subnet, roaming is not going to be seamless. There is no IP caching, so your client IP address will have to jump from one subnet to the other, and the session will terminate. But even if you do layer 2 roaming, and if you use a central key system, you will need to define something that we call the Wireless Domain Service, or WDS, which is a function that you enable on one AP or on a router to cache the credentials and take care of the centralization of your client credentials. WDS configuration is way beyond the CCNA configuration level, but just be aware of that. You need WDS, and if you need to configure this, look up on Cisco documentation on how to configure WDS in your network. As soon as you don't have WDS, or as soon as your access points are in different subnets, roaming is not seamless anymore. You can still roam, right? But you are going to drop your session and you will have to re-authenticate, so that's not technically roaming anymore.